Hello, my name's Ellie. I'm a chiropractor and a Pilates instructor. We are on day 27 of this lower back pain challenge. If you have any health conditions or any injuries that you're working with, please just make sure you are signed off by your healthcare provider before you join in. And if you're going to do it anyway, please just do it at your own risk. We're going to be thinking about those sort of lovely lateral movements through the spine today. So we've been doing a lot of sort of flexion, extension, rotation. Let's go a little bit sideways today. Okay, so I'm actually going to get you to start standing. My head is going to disappear off the screen, but you don't need to see my head. So if we come on to our feet. Feet are actually going to be together, so big toes touching, and you just want to make sure that your head is above your shoulders, shoulders above your ribs, ribs above pelvis, pelvis above knees, knees above ankles, ankles, and vice versa. Now from here, you're going to take your arms up to the sky. You're going to hold on with your right hand onto your left wrist. You can't see my hands, so step backwards. Right hand onto left wrist. And then I'm going to gently, not force, just encourage a little bit of a pull across to the right here. So I'm gently just using that pull on my left wrist to encourage me sideways slightly. I'm not forcing anything, I'm not sort of yanking myself over to the side. I'm just encouraging a little side bend here. You can't see me so well because I live in a tiny flat and we haven't got enough space, but I'm going to go this way. Alright, and then bring it up. Come across the other side, so switch your wrist for me, holding onto your right wrist with your left hand. Coming slowly over to the opposite side, not forcing it. Breathing. Fabulous. And then coming up. Whew, relaxing the arms down. We're going to take our feet quite wide now. So we're going to go for sort of like a 10-2 position through our feet. We're going to take our crown of the head up towards the ceiling, standing up nice and tall. Make sure that as you do this, you don't start to take your hips back. We want to take the hips sort of underneath us, in line with our body. And on your next exhale, bring your chin towards your chest. And you're just going to very, very, very slowly start to roll down through the spine. If you need to bend your knees, that's fine. Until you are all the way to the floor. Now once you are here, you're going to start to bend your right knee. So we're taking a little walk over to the right hand side. Depending on your hip mobility, you might be able to sort of sit right back into that stretch. It might be more up through here today. So we're just going to come here for a moment. And if you're comfortable here, you're going to take the hands forward. Obviously this is not a sideways movement of the spine, it's more a sideways movement of the legs. But we're just going to get those moving a little bit before we dive in. If you feel really comfortable here, you could add in a slight sideways movement of the spine by drawing a big circle or a semicircle of that right arm up and over. You don't need to get hold of the foot unless that feels, where is my foot? It's there. Unless that feels comfortable, but it's just an option to add a little sideways movement into the spine. And then we're going to come back up to the middle, walking the hands over to the left. Again, your stretch might be here today, that's okay. Your stretch might be all the way down. And if you're comfortable here in this full range of motion, take the hands forward. Again, if you want to, you can take that big semicircle up and over with the left arm. Just an option. You don't have to. Coming back. Take it back to the middle. Toes forward. Hold on to the backs of the legs. Just give yourself a gentle pull in here. So it's quite an intense start today, but really want to get everything nice and warm. And then heel toe your feet together. Big toes touching, just slowly roll yourself up, vertebra by vertebra. Okay. Now, once you're back up, we're going to come straight back down. We'll be onto our hip and onto our elbow. We've done this movement before. It's like a mermaid stretch, but I'm going to dive straight into some sort of side plank movements today. Please feel free to stop, regress at your own point. If you're working with any sort of shoulder injuries, this is probably not going to be appropriate, so work within your realm and as feels possible and comfortable. You're going to come onto the elbow, knees stacked. We're going to take a breath in, big stretch up and over, loads of space between the ears and the shoulders here. As you breathe out, gently, slowly push off that hand, holding onto the feet, stretching away, chest up and open. We're finding that sideways movement, that lateral movement through the spine. Let's do that just twice more today. Take a breath in, big stretch up and over, picking up the rib cage. Breath out, slowly, steady, coming back. Once more, breath in. Breath out. Now, carry on with that if you want to, but I'm going to give you your options to come straight up into a full side plank today. So if you feel okay, pressing the hands onto the floor, you can come up onto the knees, or if you're feeling good, you're going to straighten out your legs, top foot crossed over the front of the bottom foot, and we're going to try and find a massive arc through the spine. So you're going to take a big stretch up and over, trying to feel a real big pull here. Lots of space between the ears and the shoulders, really nice and steady. And then on your exhale, slowly keep pushing the bottom hand sort of away from you, come down to the floor, keeping that space between the ears and the shoulders. Any shoulder pain, you regress it, you stay on the ground, you stay land-based. 2 more, take a breath in, finding that massive stretch through the side of the body. Breath out. Once more, let's do a little hold there this time. Take a breath in, big stretch up and over. Holding it there for 5. Can you take yourself any more sideways? 4, 3, 2, slowly, steady, bring it down. Swing your legs around. Let's do that on the other side. So come onto the elbow, elbow underneath the shoulder. We'll start off with that little mermaid stretch, and then you've got the option to build on it. So you're going to take a breath in, big stretch up and over, picking up the rib cage, lots of space between that ear and the shoulder. And then as you breathe out, push off that bottom hand, slowly come across, holding onto the ankles and stretch away. Superb. Twice more. Take a breath in. And out. Once more, breath in. Breath out. Okay, carry on with that if you want to. If you want to make it harder, you go straight into hands and knees, or hand and knee, or hands, and you cross your top foot in front. You try and find that big arc through your spine. So you take a breath in, big stretch, up and over, pushing the floor away, finding that side bend. Breath out, slowly, steady, control it down. Twice more. Take a breath in, big stretch up and over. Breath out, control it down. Once more, big stretch up and over. Whoop. And hold it there for 10, for 9, really try and arc through the body. 8, feeling that pull here. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. You can actually bring it back round into a high plank if you're on your knees. Find your way back round into a high plank here. Body in a relatively straight line. Keep breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. And then we'll pop the knees down. Sit the hips back. You're in a child's pose. But in our child's pose, let's walk the hands as far over to the right hand side as we can. You can even take your right hand on the top of the left wrist, just to encourage slightly more of a lateral bend through the spine. And come across to the left. Right hand on top of left wrist, if you get there. we shall leave it there for today. See you tomorrow.